Alright, so to make my text box, first I'm gonna make sure the pen tool is selected. Any of these tools that have this little arrow in the bottom right corner, you can right click on them and see that there's different options. So I'm gonna choose pen, and then I'm gonna right click on this rectangle tool. You could do rectangles, you could do an ellipse, which is like an oval. You can make interesting lines, all kinds of neat shapes. Custom shape. You could experiment with that. It's this one's got triangles. That's kind of too flashy for Lauren Harris. That'd be good for any of you doing abstract artists. So I'll just go Control Z and get rid of those. I'm gonna do a rectangle, so I'm gonna right click back on my shape box, switch it back to rectangle, and I can just drag whatever size I need and release. And then I'll go up to fill, and I'll choose the color I want. So I want a nice calm blue because these paintings are cold colors. And here I chose red to bring out the house. Okay, now I'm going to zoom in. So Control plus, and I'm going to add the text box. Sorry, I actually lost my work, so this is a screenshot, so that's why it's pixelated. So I'm going to click on the T, which is the type tool. Okay. And I need the title, so it's Lake Superior, and that's way too big, so I'm going to double click on it and highlight it, drag and highlight it. And now up at the top, let's choose the size, so I can adjust the size there. And then I need to choose the color. I'm gonna do white, and then the font style is over here. So click on this arrow, and there's a drop down menu. Oh, there's different options here. Okay, and let me just release to see how it looks. Okay, so I'm highlighting it and dragging, and I'm going up to the top to the size and making it fit. Okay, and now I'm getting my QR codes, so I save them in my Google Drive all in one file, and I rename them all with what questions they're answering. So I've got QR code 1 to 2, QR code 3 to 4, QR code 5 to 6, QR code 7 to 8, and QR code 9 to 13. Okay, and I click on one, I go up to the top right, and I download it. Now you see it's in the bottom of my screen. And from the bottom of my screen, I can just drag it onto my poster. And I release it. And then using the little squares in the corner, I can get the size right. And always use the square in the corner, otherwise it gets distorted. So now I'm going to play around with the best spot to place it. It'd be great if you could put the number below it, like number 1, QR code number 1, QR code number 2, so I'll be able to read your questions in order. So I'm putting in all my QR codes. And I just zoomed out so I can see, do things look nice and balanced? So remember, you need 5 QR codes. So there they are. Now I'm just going to play around with the best arrangement. And you'll notice on the right, each QR code has its own layer. So if you're not able to move a QR code, you need to go to your layers, and you can see you have darkened the layer. Select the right layer. So once you've selected the right layer, go up to the top left, the arrow there, that's the move tool. Okay, so if you've changed what you're doing, you need to click the arrow for the move tool. And then I just went to edit, and I scroll down to free transform to resize. So once you've switched layers and you've released a layer, and you're not able to adjust the QR code anymore, go back up to the arrow, use that move tool in the top left, and then go to the edit and scroll down to free transform. And free transform helps you adjust the size of the QR code. And then here I'm just naming all of my layers. Really important, so you can keep track of which QR codes you've put in and where they are. So here's a different layout. So I was experimenting with different layouts of QR codes. So just play around and see what layout you like the best. You can see I put the largest one in the middle. So I'm using my symmetrical balance there. And here's another arrangement I tried. Now, I looked up some photos of Lake Superior. That's a place where Lauren Harris paints. So here are different photos of Lake Superior. This is an extra thing you can do to be fancy. So you could choose a photo that inspired your artist. Like if you're doing a landscape artist, look up one of the locations where they painted and download it to your computer and go File, Open. So it's in a new tab. Then you're going to go to your rectangle select in the top left, drag your mouse over it, go Control C, go into your tab with your poster and Control V to paste it. Now I'm going to click on my layer. I'm right clicking on my layer. I chose blending options, and you see moving my palette out of the way, you see the opacity slider in the middle. If I slide that, you can see the photo goes see-through. So I want like a nice photo in the background. Then I did edit free transform. I'm going to play around with the size of the photo. Just experiment, see what looks good. And I'm just experimenting with different positions here. Okay, now I'm going to save it as a PSD. That way I'll be able to edit in the future. PSD will show all the different layers, but it can be very time consuming for me to open it on Google Classroom. So please also save it as a JPG. Save your final file as a JPG and post that on Google Classroom. And select your width will be 11 and your height will be 17, and change it to inches. And you can flip it. You can have it the other way. Your width 17, height 11, or width 11, height 17. Either one's fine. And save it and submit it as a JPG on Google Classroom.